Hey guys, welcome to another video. I decided to make this video immediately the phone arrived, so these are the very first impressions of the device, quick thoughts on the device. There's two phones in the Hot 9 series, the Hot 9 and the Hot 9 Play. The difference between these two devices, I have an article somewhere here. The difference between these two devices are in the cameras, the display size and the battery. Every other thing seems to be the same. So on the Hot 9, there's a 6.6-inch display. On the Hot 9 Play, this is the Hot 9 Play. There's a 6.8-inch. The Hot 9, there's a 5000 milliamp battery, which is big by its own standards. But on the Hot 9 Play, there's a 6000 milliamp battery. So I guess this is the first 6000 milliamp battery phone from Infinix, from Transsion. On the Hot 9, there's a quad camera setup. On this one, there's only two cameras at the back. And yeah, that's the major difference. I don't know the difference in pricing. Infinix sent this phone for review. They haven't given me any idea on what pricing it will be. I'm guessing between 10,000 and 13,000 because currently you can't really tell the price. But before we talk a lot about the device, let's look at the unboxing. The packaging looks to be almost exactly like what came with the Hot 8. As usual, Infinix highlights the major specs of the device. So at the front you'll find 6000 milliamp battery, 2 gigs of RAM and 32 gigs of internal storage. At the back you'll find the extra specs and all that. So let's remove it from the box. Funny enough, they're highlighting the 8 megapixel front camera for the selfies. Let's put the device aside. I'm sure you already know the unboxing experiences are always the same. So the SIM ejector tool, an X-Club card, a free case, a free protector. This is the free case that's included. Then at the inside you get the micro USB cable, the usual Infinix earphones, and the 5V 2 amp charger. So 10-watt charging for a 6000 milliamp battery, expected to take quite a while. I wish it was 18-watt, but given the price, not so bad. Can't complain. Let's remove the covering. It's a heavy phone, by the way. It's a heavy phone. It makes sense that it's heavy because of the 6000 milliamp battery. Let's power it on. While it powers on, we can take a look at the back. So the back has two cameras. This is not a camera. Only this and this are the cameras. So there's a 13 megapixel main shooter, and I guess it's a 2 megapixel extra lens. I'm not sure. But what you know from this is that it only has one camera. The extra lens won't be useful for anything. At the front, there's an 8 megapixel selfie shooter. And as you've seen, Infinix is pushing the front 8 megapixel shooter on the sticker. So I guess the 8 megapixel lens is the best lens here. At the bottom you get the micro USB port, a headphone jack and a microphone. I don't know where the speaker is on this phone, so that's weird. At the top you can't see a speaker. Oh, there's the speaker grill for calls. So where is the speaker on this phone? At the back there's also a fingerprint scanner. If you can see, there is some lines, so it's a sort of a design, but this is plastic. On the sides there is the volume buttons and the power button. On this other side there is the SIM ejector, the SIM slot. Okay. I really didn't know this was an Android Go device. So this is the first Android Go device with 2 gigs of RAM. I didn't know there will come a day when there will be Android Go devices with 2 gigs of RAM. So 2 gigs of RAM, 32 gigs of internal storage for an Android Go device. That's quite good, but also quite weird. I don't know why Infinix decided to go with Android Go for this device. Maybe Google is already working on 2 gigs of RAM devices having Android Go, which is good, yeah, because it means the devices will run much better because Android Go is optimized and all the unnecessary stuff have been slashed so as to have a very clean and fast experience. And with Android Go, you get to run Android Go apps which are very light and will perform faster with more RAM. So I guess this will be a fast device for social media, for apps and all that. What I'm thinking is, as Android Go apps, they will be much faster and more responsive with 2 gigs of RAM. Also, Remember, this phone is running the Helio A25 processor, which is a very new processor. It's a replacement, I believe, to the Helio A22 processor, which I talked about. I don't remember the exact phone that first came running A22 processor. It might have been the Tecno Spark 3 Pro, and I really loved that processor. But I felt like Tecno was using it for a very long time and it's very dated. I'm glad Infinix is going with a very new processor with this phone. So running Android Go and having a Helio A25 processor and 2 gigs of RAM, this phone will feel pretty fast for everyone who will get it. And remember, the other good thing about this device is that it has a 6000 mAh battery. A 6000 mAh battery. I believe this is the first Infinix phone with a 6000 mAh battery. My only issue with the battery is not that it is big or that it will not last and all that. It's that the charger included is a 10-watt charger, so it will take a long while to charge this phone. You'll have to leave it overnight, I believe, to charge it to full. So, a 6.8-inch display, almost the size of the Note 10. A huge display. This is a huge phone. It also is bulky when you hold it in the hand. So, a 6.8-inch display, 2 gigs of RAM, Android Go, a Helio A25 processor, and 6000 mAh battery. This is a really good phone for its price point. If it is priced between 10,000 and 13,000, I feel like you won't be missing a lot. I wish it was USB-C, by the way, because if it were USB-C, it will make much more sense. But yeah, for that, I feel like this is a really good phone. I'll be using it as my secondary device because I really want the battery. I'm sure the battery will last really long. I know it's not a full HD display, and I've complained about full HD displays from Infinix and Tecno for a while. Have Tecno and Infinix start having full HD displays at these price points. But it not having a full HD display means it won't be sipping a lot of power. So I'm guessing 3 days of battery use is very possible on this device. I would like to know your thoughts on the back camera. So here are a couple of photos from the back camera. The front camera, however, which you remember is what was on the front of the display, is a really good camera. I've come to see, I've taken a couple of selfies with it, and it's a really good camera. As you can see, I'm hoping Infinix prices it really well because it's the first Android Go device with 2 gigs of RAM. That's a plus, meaning you'll get a faster experience if you use Android Go apps and all that. Also, it runs a newer processor, which is the first time we can say something positive about Transsion and new processors. Also, it has 6000 mAh battery, which is the first time we're seeing a 6000 mAh battery on an Infinix device. Also, it has a huge 6.8 display, which is a good thing. I guess that's why Infinix went with the name Hot 9 Play. I believe the Helio A25 is a good processor, but I don't believe it's a really good processor to play high-end games. So the usual light games, the usual Temple Run and all that will play here. I'm guessing Infinix called it the Hot 9 Play because they believe you can play around with the phone for a very long time. I'm estimating about 2 to 3 days of use, normal use, and I'm estimating a very, very, very crazy screen on times with this device. Anyway, these are my first thoughts. This is not the full review. I'll be using the device, like I said, as my secondary device, and I'll be letting you know my thoughts on the website. So make sure you check out the website. Thank you for watching. Subscribe.